For the third and final part of our local Declaration of Independence signer series, we head to Cumberland County.
Fox 43's Alex Carlisle sees how James Wilson's impact can still be felt in our current government.
Of the local signers, James Wilson likely has the largest footprint. Born in Scotland, he came to the U.S. in 1765 and studied law under John Dickinson, eventually opening a law office in Carlisle. Like James Smith and George Ross, he joined a committee of correspondence to reach other networks who spoke of revolution and independence. It was while in Carlisle that he published a pamphlet sharing his beliefs that the Crown had no authority over the colonies. His reputation helped earn him a spot in the Continental Congress.
Lawyers were fairly common. If you look at our lists of the representatives in the Continental Congress, I think the majority of them were lawyers and then politicians in their spare time.
Wilson signed the Declaration of Independence, but he was a major factor when it came to crafting the United States Constitution.
These men who kind of got lost to history, they end up in the shadow of Jefferson and Madison when their work is helping to create those documents. We had multiple signers of the Declaration here, and Wilson signed 2 of the documents.
In addition to being one of the 6 people who signed both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, he's also responsible for the creation of the Electoral College, despite favoring a national popular vote. Wilson was an enslaver who spoke out against slavery. Fearing the loss of the southern states, he proposed the infamous 3/5 compromise. It counted 3/5 of a state's slave population, ultimately counting towards the number of representatives that a state would receive in the House of Representatives. It's something he would later regret.
So often we put these figures, and in some ways their words at the time of the Revolution, on these pedestals as almost demigods. But by able to see a very human transition with these folks, we're able to see them as people who made compromises that maybe went against their beliefs or against the words that they wrote.
Wilson would help shape the executive branch, and George Washington would name him an associate judge to the first Supreme Court. Wilson died of a stroke brought on by malaria in 1798. Other signers have found ways to impact the region. Dr. Benjamin Rush helped found Dickinson College. Philip Livingston died in York while serving in Congress and is buried in Prospect Hill Cemetery.
We can cover Native American history through the Revolution, Civil War, even up to the present day. We just have so many interesting stories to tell.
Area historical groups and museums have worked for years to get ready for this anniversary, bringing personal artifacts together from the period, whether it's a small pocketbook or the actual complete door of George Ross's home. They all in some way showcase the framework of the framers.
They were doing something that was revolutionary, but these were all complex people. They were people who, there are contradictions. They are fighting for American freedom while enslaving others. They are people who were making laws that had impacts. They were making compromises, and seeing them as human through objects they might have interacted with or seeing their faces is something that we hope people take away.
Alex Carlisle, Fox 43.